A week into the Cold War with my childhood fiancé, I posted Vance's official announcement on Jordan. Under the moonlight, there were two shadows. One was mine, and the other was also mine. My group chat blew up with blessings. You two childhood sweethearts are finally married, Alex. I didn't reply to any of the congratulations. I simply dragged the clingy, jealous puppy-eyed into the thread. Don't get it twisted, guys, this is my husband. The laughing chat fell silent in Vance's instant. Just now, I discovered that the man about to walk me down the aisle was still tangled up with his ex-girlfriend. Nathan says the company has Vance's emergency tonight, so today I had to finish setting up the new apartment alone. I opened the closet. Nathan's clothes hung neatly on one side, color-graded from light to dark. The gray shirt on the bed stuck out. He must have peeled it off recently. Tiny creases ringed the elbows and collar. I tossed the shirt into the washer, listened to it churn, then mopped the floor. Vance's hour later, I stepped back, pleased with the sparkling room. Once the chores were done, I found myself tugging open a drawer. Nathan's a bit OCD. Everything in sight has to be perfect. But the places you can't see. Inside, chaos, tie clips, spare buttons, coins, tissues, and, "What's this?" I murmured. Vance's old phone, edges scuffed, battery cover bulging, model XXXX, at least 4 years out of date. Curiosity won. I pressed the power button. Surprisingly, it still had juice and no passcode. The moment the screen lit, dread pooled in my stomach. The wallpaper was Nathan's ex-girlfriend. My brain screamed privacy, but my thumb swiped into the chat app. I'll just look once. The newest text had come at 3:17 p.m. today. If you don't come, I'll keep waiting, until you show. My hands shook. Hadn't they broken up 3 years ago? I kept scrolling. Last week was fun. When can we do it again? Summer won't find out, right? Remember our first date was at this same cafe. Tears blurred everything. A boulder crushed my chest until breathing hurt. They didn't just trade daily snippets, they called met practically every week. The latest call, 2 nights ago, 23 minutes. That night Nathan had told me he was dining with a client. Every future dream imploded in that instant. Ellis, keys jingled at the door. Nathan stepped in, fatigue painted in a soft smile. "Summer, I'm back, the project wrapped early, so..." His voice died as his gaze landed on the phone in my hand. Color drained from his face. "What's this?" My tone was eerily calm as I lifted the phone. "Care to explain?" Nathan's Adam's apple bobbed. He forced a grin. "Oh, that relic? Thought I trashed it. Where'd you dig it up?" My voice cracked. "Don't dodge. You and Ivy still talking while we're planning our wedding." He moved in for a hug. I sidestepped. "Morgan, we text now and then, that's all." A cold laugh burst out of me. I tapped the screen. "Just texts? No calls, no meetups?" "Fun listening to her beg you back." His face twisted, embarrassment, irritation, guilt. "Who gave you the right to snoop? Privacy, ever heard of it, Summer? Privacy? We're getting married and you sneak around with your ex-girlfriend. This is your idea of commitment." His voice rose. "We grab coffee, talk, big deal. Can you quit blowing things up?" The room spun. "Blowing things up? Nathan, would you call it nothing if I met my ex behind your back and got texts like these? It's different. Ivy and I go back 7 years. Ex or not, we're friends. Try understanding." I hid it because I knew you'd overreact, unlike her. I stared, stunned. "Friends? What kind of friend needs secrecy from the fiancé? You knew I'd be hurt and still did it. Last Wednesday you claimed overtime, coffee with her. Today, same lie, same stunt, right?" Seconds ticked before he exploded. "Yes. I met her, so what? Can't I have a life? We're just friends." "Friends? Does she know we're engaged? Do you?" Tears dripped one by one. Nathan raked his hair. "Summer, stop. Ivy's history. You're paranoid, it's suffocating. She never pulls this." The word stabbed clean through. "So you're comparing us? You regret picking me?" He said nothing. Silence sliced deeper than any answer. "Tell me, do you still love her?" He suddenly yelled. "I don't fucking know. Happy now." Smack! The room froze. The slap rang sharp and clear. "Dylan," fine, crystal clear. I lumbered toward the bedroom, legs like lead. Realization hit him, he chased. "Summer, I didn't mean, I was just mad. Don't touch me." I shielded my cheek, flung his hand off, tripped on a stray slipper. I crashed into the coffee table. My right forearm slammed the glass edge. A shriek tore loose as I curled on the rug, a long gash blooming crimson. He stood frozen, shock flipping to ice. "Cut the act. Guilt-tripping me again? I barely touched you. Every fight, same performance." He looked down, cold. "Stop faking. Get up, lousy acting." Something inside me shattered for good. Thank God I hadn't moved in yet. Where do you think you're going? He barked as I stumbled out. Quit the drama. We need to talk. He seized my wrist. I met his eyes, strangers. Jamie. Impatience flared. Can you drop the princess tantrum? I wrenched free, voice steel. We're done, wedding's off. He roared. Fine, call it. Don't come crawling back. I bolted, afraid one more second would strip the last of my armor. Ah! A broken wail tore from my throat. At a corner I trod on a pebble, ankle twisting. I sprawled in a graceless heap. Palms and knees burned, skin grated off. Are you okay? Need help? A passerby paused, startled by my wrecked state. My ears rang, I couldn't care less. I'm fine, Rowan. I mumbled thanks and fled. All I wanted was home. Back in my own bed I dabbed antiseptic on scrapes and slapped on band-aids. Shallow wound, barely fingernail size. Silence swallowed the room. I cocooned myself like a wounded cub. My skull filled with cement, heavier by the second. A dead weight pressed my limbs. Consciousness blurred. I don't know how long I slept before the doorbell dragged me up. I shuffled over and cracked the door. Hannah stood there. What the hell happened? She cupped my swollen cheek, feather-light, terrified of hurting me more. I hadn't cried when I learned my fiancé still pined for his ex-girlfriend. I hadn't cried when the slap landed. I hadn't cried when asphalt shredded my skin. I hadn't cried when I fell apart alone. But the moment I saw the worry in Hannah's eyes, the gentleness of her touch, grief flooded me. I collapsed into her arms and sobbed like a child. She held me, one hand circling my back in slow, soothing strokes. When the storm passed, she asked again, "Tell me everything." My voice wobbled. "It's Nathan." He never stopped talking to her. Secret meetups, texts, calls. Hannah froze, disbelief flashing across her face. The four of us, me, Hannah, Nathan, Caleb, we'd grown up side by side. This shouldn't have been possible. I spilled the whole story. Her complexion turned slate. Invisible fire blazed behind her eyes. That ex-girlfriend again. When will it end? What species of trash is he sneaking behind you? She spotted the bruises on my arm and knee. How'd these happen? Arm sliced on the coffee table during the fight, knees and palms when I ran and fell. I opened my palm, once smooth skin now raw and red. I nestled against her and dozed off. I woke to the smell of food. Hannah was in the kitchen. She didn't turn when she heard me. Up already? Go wash, dinner's almost ready. I nodded obediently and hit the bathroom to rinse my face and brush my teeth. When I emerged, the table brimmed with dishes. She pressed a hand to my forehead. Fever's down. Eat, then meds. So I'd been running a temperature. No wonder I felt floaty. I attacked the rice, ravenous after 3 skipped meals, convinced I could devour a cow. After the last bite, Hannah marched me back to bed. I tried to keep her talking. She refused. She tucked the quilt under my chin. Sleep. I'll be here. Only when my breathing steadied did she slip out. After Hannah left, she called Caleb. Where are you? Caleb froze. His wife's tone was off today. Qingjian Club. Is Nathan there? Yeah, what's wrong, babe? Before Caleb could finish, Hannah had hung up. She snatched a glass from a passing waiter, yanked open the private room door, and hurled the drink at Nathan. Her aim was lousy. The glass exploded at his feet, shards flying. Caleb jumped, quickly wedging himself between them. What happened, babe? What did he do? Hannah's fists were clenched, her whole body trembling as she fought to leash her rage. Ask Nathan what good deed he's pulled. Caleb turned to his cousin. Nathan said nothing, just kept drinking. Still tangled with your ex-girlfriend? Nice, Nathan. Want your cake and to eat it too. Caleb's smile vanished. Bro, seriously? No wonder Nathan had been dragging him out for drinks lately. All that gloomy silence finally made sense. Nathan didn't deny it. How is she now? Has she calmed down? Calm down, my ass. Are you even human? Nathan tilted the bottle for another swallow. I'll go see her in a couple of days. We both need space. There's nothing between Ivy and me. Hannah sucked in a breath and gave a short, bitter laugh. Huh. Blood is thick, but besties are thicker. If this wedding actually happened, she'd change her last name. She stormed out. Caleb hesitated, then chased his wife. A few days later, I felt almost human again and opened the flower shop. I was trimming stems when the doorbell chimed. Welcome, what can I get you? The guy wore gray joggers and a sweat-wicking headband. Tall, his eyes lit up the moment he saw me, the cold look on his face melting away. Sis, you forgot? His voice sounded like a scolded puppy. I studied the perfect angles of his face. No way I'd forget someone this handsome. I shook my head. He looked even more wounded. The cowlick on top of his head drooped. Suddenly remembering, he fished in his pocket and pulled out a bracelet. This belongs to Sis, right? It was mine. My grandmother had given it to me before she died. When I realized it was gone, I searched everywhere. Figured it must have slipped off when I fell that day. I went back but never found it, assuming a stranger had picked it up. And now, just when I'd given up, it reappeared. I reached for it. He pulled his hand back. What? I looked up. What's wrong? Instead of answering, he caught my wrist and clasped the bracelet on me. It looks perfect on sis. I laughed. What smooth-talking college boy is this? His cowlick bobbed with his sparkling eyes. Wait a sec. I chose a few fresh carnations and some cappuccino roses, trimmed the extra stems, cut craft paper to size, and within minutes had a bouquet ready. Rowan you, I told the boy who towered over me. This bracelet means everything to me. Thank you for bringing it back. Your grandma must have loved you a lot. His voice dropped, tinged with sadness, probably thinking of his own grandmother. I took him next door for cake. Sweet stuff cures bad moods. This one's my favorite, try it. He spooned a bite. Super sweet. When I got home, Hannah and Caleb were at my door, arms full of grocery bags. Evening, Caleb. Since I live alone, Hannah shows up often. I unlocked, and they filed in bickering. Hannah said you were craving my sweet and sour ribs, so we hit the market and came to dazzle you. Letting you cook is Vance's honor. I can totally cook, my skills crush yours, I'm just lazy. Right, you're the top chef. Both of them are great, I can only order takeout. Once I tried and almost blew up the kitchen, after which they banned me from touching a pot. Vance hour later, fragrant dishes covered the table. People who can cook turn simple steamed eggs into masterpieces. Those who can't follow the same steps and still end up with cardboard. After dinner, I pulled a tiny box from a drawer and handed it to Caleb. Give this back to Nathan. He opened it, a diamond ring glinting inside. Hannah frowned. You sure? You loved him half your life, really ready to let go? I ran a thumb over my wrist, lost in thought. Ellis. Ready. I did love him, but I was never his first choice. One call from Ivy and he runs. We all went quiet. Hannah hugged me. We've got your back. Right, Caleb? She elbowed him. The four of us grew up together. A rift like this hurts. Especially since Nathan and Caleb are first cousins. Caleb declared, Summer, what my brother did, my loyalty's with you. After they left, I checked my phone. Besides messages from Hannah and Caleb, only the shop and cafe had pinged. The top spot on my chat list had been Nathan's for years. It was time to evict him. I took a deep breath and pressed delete. I ran into Leo for the third time on Eastbrook University's campus. I'd park to people watch and maybe visit Dad. Hey sis. Leo, baseball cap low, long legs in sneakers, looked every inch the carefree undergrad. I'd come to soak up youth and keep from fossilizing. Fancy meeting you. I knew he was a student, just not here. My old stomping ground. Guess that makes me your senior, kid say it. He went puppy-eyed. Senior. That sweet voice melted me. His cowlick wagged as he spoke, adorable. College kids are magic. 2 sentences and my mood skyrocketed. Eaton, let me treat you to clay pot rice, my favorite campus staple. I skipped lunch, my stomach singing right now. At the food court I asked, which one? Pick for me, sis. I trust your taste. 2 of those, boss. When the order came, the stall owner squinted. Hey, weren't you a regular? You look familiar. Yep, I practically lived on your clay pot. Couldn't stay away after graduating. Aha, you're Professor Sterling's daughter, right? I nodded. Dad teaches history here. I basically grew up on these grounds. I sat and asked Leo, ever taken Professor Sterling's elective? His shoulders shook with silent laughter. His lectures are pretty fun. Impossible. Even I, his real sweetheart, napped through them. Leo burst out laughing. He'll be heartbroken to hear that. We strolled the campus for ages. Since graduation, they'd carved out a new lake on West Campus and stocked it with black swans. Made me nostalgic. The day would have been perfect if I hadn't run into Nathan that night. He frowned. Summer, why so late? Just off work. Seeing I didn't bite, he continued. It's dangerous. Call me next time and I'll pick you up. Okay. I close at 9, but tonight's inventory kept me. Walking home alone is risky. He moved closer, grinning. Still mad? Re-add me on WhatsApp. I stayed cold and headed toward the gate. He caught up. Let's talk when we get home. I stopped. Not your home anymore. Say it here. What do you mean? We're getting married. I yawned. I told you we're not. And didn't you throw the ring away? Caleb had told me Nathan exploded when the ring was returned, ranting before tossing it. Nathan seized my wrist. Enough drama. I'm here begging. How long will you punish me? His grip hurt. I struggled. Jamie. He wouldn't let go. I raised my other hand. Before the slap landed, he dodged, eyes wide. You were going to hit me. staring at this handsome face. I wondered how I'd ever fallen for such a jerk. What kind of garbage are you that I can't hit? You're really hurt? He caught sight of the bruise on my arm. I'm sorry, I honestly thought you were faking. I was just so mad. Otherwise, how could I have left you like that? Come on, don't be angry. You snooped through my texts and I didn't even say anything. Emery, right now I swear I only think of Ivy as a friend. I didn't want another word with this jerk and walked straight away. He chased me, grabbing my wrist again. Summer, you're being. Help. Molester. Pervert. I screamed at the top of my lungs. Several passers-by hurried over. Nathan bolted. The next morning my phone rang before I'd even rolled out of bed. Sweetheart, still asleep? Your mom and I just made your favorite garlic butter shrimp. The promise of food jolted me awake. I'll be right there. Drive safe. I reached my parents' house exactly at lunch. The aroma hit me before I opened the door. Mom poked her head out. Perfect timing. Your dad and I just finished the last dish. Go wash up. After scrubbing my hands, I stared at the spread, mouth watering. Mom scooped rice into my bowl and passed it over. Why didn't Nathan come with you? My chopsticks froze. I gave a soft I still hadn't figured out how to tell them Nathan and I were finished. Beaming, Mom went on. Victoria says you two are picking up your marriage license. Which day? Want me to ask a guru for Vance's auspicious date? Your aunt's best cousin's neighbor's uncle knows this amazing astrologer. Dad and I. Dad thinks Mom's over the top. Young people don't care about lucky days. Whenever they're free is fine. When I stayed silent, they both asked, What's wrong, sweetheart? I hesitated, then decided on the truth. Nathan and I broke up. They blinked in unison. Mom's brows knitted. What happened? I said nothing. You've loved that boy for years. Your dad and I saw everything. The wedding was finally set, and now you break up? Don't come crying later. They'd watched me trail after Nathan, running errands without complaint. I absolutely will not regret this. You stubborn child. Saying I won't regret it now proves nothing. Dad chimed in, couples fight. That's normal. Don't toss the word breakup around. We've known Nathan since he was a kid, steady job, good temper. What are you throwing a tantrum about? Tantrum? How is this my tantrum? I knew they adored their prospective son-in-law, but I hadn't expected blind blame. A sour wave rose in my chest. On the verge of tears, I shoved up my sleeve, revealing the bruise. I'm not tantruming. He's trash. Days before the wedding, he's still flirting with his ex-girlfriend. When I confronted him, he shoved me. My arm is injured. Should I still stay with him? Ignoring their shouts, I stormed out. Slumped in the driver's seat, I had no idea where to go. I sat on a park bench, numb. Sis! I snapped out of it and saw a pair of long legs, then a familiar face. Leo! His brows were drawn, face stormy. Sis, you've been crying. Who bullied you? My parents. The answer startled even him. What happened? He settled beside me and tucked me against his chest, stroking my back. I cried silently into his shirt. After a while he spoke, voice low, tinted with sunset, completely different from the usual playful sis. Sis, will you marry me? I lifted my tear-blurred gaze. His outline shimmered, indistinct. I sensed him leaning closer. Slowly, gradually. Hot breath brushed my forehead where his lips landed, burning, branding, as if seared into flesh. Impulse is a demon. Outside the city clerk's office, a gust of cold air hit me. I asked again, Have you thought this through? Won't regret it. He's still a senior at Eastbrook University. Maybe hasn't even dated. Quinn, top student, marrying Vance's older woman on impulse. If he regrets it later, I don't have the courage to face that. Yet he, eyes steady and gentle, answered, Never. And so we registered. Young people don't need astrologers. A few minutes, 0 fees. As easy as drinking water. I stared at the crimson certificate in a trance. Clearly I'm the one who lucked out. But the man beside me is beaming brighter than sunlight, a tiny dimple showing in his left cheek, eyes curved into crescent moons. Leo pinched my cheek. Sis, from today you're mine. He plucked the booklet from my hand. I'm keeping this. Hey, aren't we each supposed to get one? On day 1 of marriage, Leo clung like Velcro, insisting on coming home with me. We'd agreed. I take the master bedroom, he the guest room. I swear I'll stay in the guest room like a good boy. No funny business unless sis initiates. My 30-year-old face ignited. I felt like some pervy aunt. That night I slept like the dead. Stretching, I spotted a body half-draped over my bed, a cowlick drooping on his head. As Leo woke, the cowlick sprang upright. My insides melted. Why sleep here? He rubbed his eyes. First night of marriage, I wanted to share a room with sis. Was I too harsh? consigning him to the guest room on day one? Reading my guilt, he said, "Sis, it's fine. Anywhere is luxury if it's near you." That only doubled my remorse. We headed to the bathroom together. We'd dashed to the store last night for daily essentials, toothbrushes, mugs, all couples style. I brushed, mouth foaming. Leo finished washing quickly, then stood watching. He swiped the corner of my lip, wiping away a blob of toothpaste. I swatted him. "Cut it out." In the mirror, the two of us looked happy. A knock came at the door. "Could you get that?" "Probably my best." License in hand, no need to hide. "Likely Hannah." He patted to open it. I changed into slippers and followed. Leo swung the door wide and 6 eyes stared in shock. He glanced back, voice stiff. "Sis, I." Word by careful word, he said. "I believe it's our parents." I looked at the doorway. I froze like linen. Dad was furious that I'd registered with someone else. Yesterday we'd battled over Nathan. "Summer, is marriage a joke to you? You up and wed a virtual stranger. How long have you even known him? Do you truly know each other?" I stayed silent. He rarely uses my full name. When he does, the volcano's erupting. Leo spoke up. "Dad." One syllable and Dad barked. "Shut it. Don't call me Dad." Leo switched gears. "Sir, I know this looks sudden and reckless. You think we'll never last. But we're both serious. Sometimes marriage needs a spark. Summer's ex may be a childhood friend. You feel you know him inside out, but everyone has layers. Years of acquaintance don't guarantee he's good or right for her. Please give me a chance. I can make her happy. Let me prove her choice wasn't wrong." Dad said nothing. Mom frowned, thinking. Professor Sterling and Avery watched their daughter dash out in tears, eaten by guilt. Why had they condemned her without asking a single question? Maybe they couldn't stand seeing her trailing Nathan looking lost. At long last her dream had almost come true, only to shatter. Avery wanted to run after her. Professor Sterling stopped him. "She doesn't want to see us right now." Tears fell as Avery spoke. Her precious girl, she herself had never raised a hand. How dare Nathan? The more she thought, the angrier she grew. "I'm calling Victoria. Let's see how they raised a son who treats our daughter as backup." Professor Sterling didn't object. He had questions too. The call connected. "Future in-law, I was about to phone you." Avery snorted. "Skip the in-law. I can't carry that title. Tell me, how exactly did you raise your son?" Victoria sensed the hostility and dropped her smile. "What's happened?" "Avery, what's happened? How dare your boy lay a hand on my daughter? I raised her with endless love. Who is he to hit her?" Victoria retorted. She refused to believe it. "There must be a misunderstanding. I trust my son's character. He would never strike Summer." "Misunderstanding? How?" "Nathan owns those hands. If he doesn't use them, do bruises just ghost onto her skin? And character? He's about to marry Summer, yet still entangled with his ex-girlfriend. Enlighten me, what parenting produced that? My son is no such person. You watched him grow too. Save your damn hogwash." She hung up. The couple sank into gloom, decided they would find their daughter the next day. When they reached their daughter's front door, they spent a long time psyching themselves up. They had to apologize first, then talk with her about Nathan. If she wanted to break the engagement, they would back her without question. What the hell? Avery exploded. She had been thrilled with Nathan because her daughter loved him, and they had watched the boy grow up, certain he could be trusted. Now her opinion had flipped 180 degrees. Emery, their attitude had always been built on their daughter's feelings. First she had to like the guy, everything else came second. They had braced themselves for everything, except finding a man opening the door. "Mom," I looked at the parents who had adored me Taylor, and I knew exactly what worried them. I only hoped they would respect my decision. My dad exhaled a long, ragged breath. "You've already signed the license. Saying more is pointless." "Maybe you're right. Time doesn't guarantee you truly know someone. Sweetheart, your mom and I just want you happy. Since you've chosen to spend your life with." He faltered, unsure what to call Leo, then finished. "With this man, of course we'll support and bless you. I hope your choice is the right one. But if it isn't, that's okay. Everyone our age has divorced at least once. If it comes to that, Mom will support you forever. Staying with Mom your whole life would be wonderful." Leo's face turned charcoal gray. Dad's tears started before he finished talking. He slid his glasses up, wiped his eyes, and muttered, "Dust in my eye." I pouted and dove into his arms. "Dad, I love you." Parents stayed and cooked dinner. While we ate, Dad peered at Leo through 8-diopter lenses. The more he looked, the more familiar Leo seemed. He adjusted his glasses again. "Since you're married, pick a day, invite Leo's parents, and we'll discuss the wedding properly. No skipping the ceremony like some kids these days. I won't allow it." Leo nodded. Yes, Dad. I was thinking the same. I'll make sure Summer marries me in style. Only then did Dad settle down to eat. After the meal, Mom pulled me aside for a long, private chat before they finally drove home. The instant they left, Leo wrapped himself around me, whining, "What did Mom whisper to make you blush like that?" His eyes sparkled as he studied me. In them I saw my own glowing, spring-flushed face. What else could it have been? Sweetheart, good taste, he's gorgeous. And lucky, looks like top-tier genetics to me. Her gaze traveled over Leo's frame while she talked. Enjoy it while you're young. When you're old, it's all gone. He's a lot younger, right? A puppy-eyed type, puppy-eyed or alpha? Must be fierce in bed but use protection. A pregnant bride would be mortifying. Your dad and I have reputations to keep. Men's shelf lives are short. Look at your father. Have fun while you can. Don't be prissy. Have fun, doing what? So that's why Mom had stayed so quiet. My parents finally left. The cramped rooms suddenly felt spacious. I curled on the couch scrolling through my phone while Leo clasped my arm and pillowed his head on my shoulder. Besides Hannah, most messages were from my shop assistants. I answered a few. A close high school classmate popped up, sending a digital invitation. She was marrying the boyfriend she'd started dating back then. Summer, you have to come. Bring Nathan. You two will be next, right? We're all going from campus to wedding gown. Leo saw it and went sour. When will sis give me a title? If strangers get it wrong, how awkward. I don't mind being your secret lover forever, as long as I stay beside you. I glanced at the head resting on my shoulder, opened my photo album, and tapped the first shot, the marriage license selfie. Sis looks beautiful. I didn't hesitate. I posted the picture with the caption, "Two shadows under the moon, both are mine." Soon my feed filled with congratulations. The lifelong group chat lit up too. You childhood sweethearts finally tied the knot, Alex. Love wins. Babies soon. The long race is over, Alex. When's the reception? I'm bringing a fat red envelope. We'll drink till we drop, no backing out. I didn't reply to anyone. I just dragged the clingy, jealous puppy-eyed into the chat. Don't be confused, this is my husband. The lively thread fell silent. Leo nuzzled in my lap like a begging puppy. Sis, what am I to you now? Heat rushed through me, I was dazed. What? Sis, who am I to you? You're my little brother. Aren't you always calling me sis? He bit my collarbone. Wrong answer, punishment. Hint, 2 words, not a repeated syllable. His scorching breath blazed across my skin. Every word brushed my chest like a feather. Knowing what he wanted to hear, I played dumb. Junior then? He chuckled low. Sis, prepare for serious punishment. Hot kisses traveled up my neck. Sis, did you ever do this with that blind idiot ex? My mind was fog. I only hummed Vance absent He surged in, claiming my mouth like a storm. Dylan, Leo showed up at my condo loaded with shopping bags. For his first formal meeting with my parents, he had put on a suit I'd never seen before. The guy was born for clothes. The tailored lines gave him a whole new sharpness. From the trunk he unloaded carton after carton of gifts, premium teas, liquor, fruit, pastries, supplements, nothing missing. He had even asked a friend to bring a famous heirloom gift from overseas. Sis, check, my cowlick isn't sticking up, right? This suit, is it too much? By now I'd answered a dozen times. Hair perfect, outfit perfect. Relax, they've met you before. First formal visit, I'm terrified. They say fathers hate their son-in-law on sight. What if your dad hates me? I smoothed the stubborn tuft on his crown. He won't. Even if he did, I love you and that's enough. Finally he breathed easy. Inside my parents' house he perched on the sofa, limbs frozen like a grade schooler during class. Only my dog AFA was curious, sniffing around him, tail wagging. I snapped a photo. Click. Hearing the shutter, Leo lifted both arms. I walked into them and hugged him. Sit tight. I'll help in the kitchen. I'll come with you. No, stay, enjoy yourself. 10 minutes later from the bathroom. Sis, where are you? Come back. Almost done, hold on. 1 minute later. Sis, Dad's staring like he wants to eat me. Hurry, I'm pooping. Wait, another minute. Sis, still not out? I'm scared alone. I'm pooping. Sis, can I come in and help? Evening. I stared at the overflowing table. 4 people, 10 dishes. Dad cleared his throat. Originally your mom was cooking, but I figured the son-in-law's first visit deserved my showing off. Just finished when, he paused. When your husband marched in and insisted on proving he could feed you properly, promised to fatten you up, then accidentally doubled the portions. I pressed my palm to my forehead. Since everything was cooked, we dug in. By dessert, Dad and Leo were trading jokes. We had just settled back when the doorbell rang. The whole Sterling family of 4 filed in. Richard, we've dragged this scoundrel here to apologize to Summer. Don't worry, we've given him hell. He'll never lay a finger on her again. If he ever bullies you, tell us, we'll discipline him." The cheerful air iced over. They noticed Vance's unfamiliar man at the table. Professor Sterling hesitated. "And this is?" Nathan shot to his feet, livid. "Summer, you actually brought this guy home? Posting fake license photos to piss me off is one thing. But staging a meet the parents act? You're ridiculous." Before I could retort, Leo spoke. He half hid behind me. "Sis, who's this yelling guy? Is he hyperaggressive? They say that's a serious syndrome. Let's keep our distance or we might catch it." Nathan's brows crashed together, his face black. "Hyperaggression isn't contagious." "Whoa, impressive." Leo's admiration made Nathan's face one shade darker. "Summer, stop making a scene. We're getting married in a few days. Enough is enough. You're going to cancel the wedding over such a little thing. And who did you even drag in here? Is the kid even old enough to shave?" I couldn't listen anymore. Little? Little as you flirting with your ex-girlfriend behind my back? Little as you shoving me and hurting me? Nathan knew he was in the wrong. That was me losing control. "It will never happen again." His mother, Victoria, chimed in. "That's right, Summer. Nathan knows he messed up. He's blocked every number, every account she had. He even handed me the phone and let me trash it." Nathan gaped at her. "Mom, hush. Summer, the two of you have been childhood sweethearts for years. Don't let one incident ruin everything. Let's put this behind us and set the date, even pick up the license this week, all right?" My mom knew Victoria despised Nathan's ex-girlfriend. When they dated the first time, Victoria found fault with everything the girl did and called my mom constantly to complain. So now my mom spoke up. "No need for any wedding. Our family already has a son-in-law. We can't fit another one." Believe it or not, these two kids have already filed their license and gotten married. You'll receive Vance's invitation to the ceremony. Nathan looked at me and issued a warning. "Don't come crying later." Just as they turned to leave, I said, "Wait." Nathan wore a smug I knew it face. "I knew you were only trying to make me jealous, someone as devoted as you wouldn't." Smack. I slapped him so hard my palm stung. "There. You can leave. We're even." Nathan stood frozen, cheek burning, until Victoria tugged him away. I'd poured every ounce of strength into that slap. My hand was still tingling. A double betrayal. My lifelong and my roommate. One knew full well I loved him. The other knew full well I'd loved him for years. Even after Nathan and I got together, the two of them kept meeting in private. People who trample sincerity don't deserve forgiveness. If I'd simply asked to break up, neither Nathan nor our parents would have agreed. Back in grade school, I didn't really understand what liking someone meant. I just tagged after Nathan like a happy shadow. When we played house, if I was mom, he had to be dad or I'd burst into tears. After we grew up, he cycled through girlfriends. Only I stayed permanently parked at his side. I thought that was love. Looking back, it might have been nothing more than habit or the comfort of the familiar. I'm still wary of labeling it. Later on, the only feeling he gave me was disgust. I'm thrilled with how things turned out. Not only did I dispose of the jerk, I also picked up Vance's adorable puppy. When I got home, Leo was sitting quietly on the sofa. Why wasn't he glued to me all of a sudden? It felt odd. Usually he can't stand being more than 2 feet away inside the house. Always begging for kisses and cuddles. "What's wrong?" I asked, sitting beside him. He didn't answer, but I caught the faint sound of sniffling. I knelt in front of him and tilted his lowered face up. Tears streaked every inch of it. His eyes shimmered, shattered, and my heart clenched. "Why are you crying?" "Sis, I'm so scared you'll decide you don't want me." "Silly, why on earth would I not want you? But you and your ex grew up together. No matter how hard I try, I can't give you those years back. Knowing each other that long and still not ending up together proves we were never right for each other. Trust me, seeing him now makes me sick." Leo leaned forward and wrapped his arms around me. You still have his WhatsApp." I know I shouldn't stick my nose in your contacts. I'm just terrified of losing you." I raised my right hand like I was taking Vance's oath. "I'll delete him this instant." Truth is, I'd erased him once, but he re-added me and I hit accept. I never planned to get back together. We've known each other since we were kids, our parents are friends, so I figured in case something came up. "Don't be sad, he's gone right now." "Wait." My thumb paused over the delete button. "Instead, why don't you forward me his contact? If anything important happens, I'll handle it. That way your families stay connected, and I won't overthink." "Sound good." "Perfect." I forwarded Nathan's info to Leo and then erased every last trace. WhatsApp, phone, Twitter, Venmo, TikTok, Jordan, even the obscure streaming site. How could I let my puppy cry? I'd never forgive myself. 1 month later, our parents met. 6 months after that, we got married. We invited everyone who'd grown up with me, including Nathan. I have no idea whether he showed. I was swamped the entire day, spinning like a top. I didn't catch my breath until late that night. My gown had been custom-made for me overseas. It had a poetic name and felt equally otherworldly. 4 or 5 people had to wrestle me into it. I was in the restroom trying to peel the thing off. There had to be some hidden clasp, but I couldn't reach it, and I was sweating buckets. The door opened. I assumed it was Hannah. "Help me out of this, I'm stuck." A minute later, the dress finally slid free. When I turned, Leo's tipsy face greeted me. Without thinking, I crossed my arms over my chest. Habit, even though we'd seen each other naked plenty. "Sis, you're breathtaking." His eyes blazed, predator spotting prey, a hungry gleam that made me shiver. I hugged myself tighter. From experience, this meant a long night ahead. "Sis, don't be scared." He lifted me onto the vanity and kissed me hard. "Baby." He murmured the word between kisses. Usually he's all sis this sis that, a sunshine-bright puppy-eyed. Once the bedroom door shuts, he turns into a wild alpha. Suddenly I understood my mom's reaction back then. Younger guys really are the best. Leo's sighed. Leo still remembers the first time he saw Summer. He was at his grandma's place in the countryside. That first day he wore a white dress shirt, a tiny suit, and a bow tie. Vance's immaculate little gentleman. His mom had said the country was fun, that there'd be lots of kids to play with, and that he should get along with everyone. He'd arrived hauling a backpack full of snacks. Morning found him beaming. By nightfall he was a wreck. The local kids hated him on sight. Seeing his spotless outfit, they pelted him with mud. He hated the countryside. His mom had lied. When Grandma saw him caked in dirt, she scolded, "Look at the mess you made." White shirts never come clean. Nothing but trouble. He hung his head in silence. The next day he took the snacks his mom had packed. He handed them out, but the kids still wouldn't accept him. More mud came flying. A glob hit his face, stinging his eyes. Someone shoved him from behind. He staggered and crashed to the ground. His knees burned, his palms burned, his cheeks burned. He wanted to cry, but Mom said real boys don't cry. "You brats are picking on him again. See how I deal with you." Summer knew exactly what was happening. These kids formed a little gang and loved terrorizing newcomers. She'd already broken up their bullying several times. Armed with a stick, she chased them until they scattered like leaves. Only when they vanished did she toss the stick aside and kneel beside Leo. By the creek, she washed the mud from his face and clothes. They're left behind kids, parents work in the city, and the old folks either can't or won't control them. When the dirt was gone, his fair, adorable face reappeared. Summer pinched his cheek. "Stick with me from now on. This sis will protect you." From then on, Leo trailed after Summer wherever she went. "Sis, where are we going today?" "Sis, my mom brought me tons of goodies. They're all for you." "Sis, there's a huge rabbit over there." They raced across fields, stole a watermelon and got chased, climbed hills to gather mushrooms, waded in streams to catch fish. One day, when Summer didn't show, Leo went looking for her. "Hi, is sis sick?" "She didn't come out today. You must be little. Her mom took her back to the city last night. She asked me to tell you. She's waiting for you in the city. She'll keep protecting you there." From that day on, he yearned for his parents to bring him home. He studied like a machine, showing a talent no one could ignore. He skipped several grades. His parents realized rural schools would bury his gift. They brought him back to the city early. For Leo, studying was effortless. At 23, he became Eastbrook University's youngest professor. He believes accepting that post was the best decision he ever made. Because he found his sis again. He used every trick he knew to engineer chance meetings. In the end, he married the girl he'd loved since childhood. Thanks for listening to our story. On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate it? If you enjoyed this video, please like and share. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more great tales. See you next time.